The amazing landscapes of Africa are what so many people come here to see. And once you get out of Cape Town along Route 62, right down the southern tip of the country, she starts to show off a little. Our Scenic South African journey is tackling one of the most travelled paths. Route 62 and the Garden Route lay out some of the country's most spectacular scenery. Heading east, the Cango Caves are South Africa's oldest tourist haunt, dating back to the early Stone Age. Be ready though, humidity in these limestone tunnels can get to a sticky 99.9%. Now you won't be able to come here without trying their local delicacy, which is called Biltong. And what they do is they dry their meat out and they flavour it up with chilies and all sorts of spices. And I have to say, it's a little bit tough. And very popular. So while we eat our way through the nation's icons, one of South Africa's strangest attractions is patiently waiting. The most peculiar animal to have ever existed has got to be the African ostrich. The largest, the tallest, the fastest bird on earth. But are they likely to win a beauty contest? Probably not. This area is so spot on for ostrich breeding, it's been nicknamed the feather capital of the world. These awkward-looking creatures' brains are smaller than their eyeball, which may help explain their misdirected curiosity.
Quite curious, and they would pick on anything, whether it's shiny or not. Just out of curiosity, and if it's possible for the bird to swallow whatever it has pecked on, they would do so, but the guests won't ever see it again.
Right, really?
Never.
So they
I've
swallow
lost
it.
a pair of earrings, I know what I'm talking about.
Oh, wow. Not surprisingly, scrambled eggs are very popular around these parts, but the only problem is they're very tough to crack. The coastline of the Garden Route is simply spectacular and opens a door to the little town of Knysna. Because of this wild coastline and the enormous currents and these jagged rocks you can see behind me, this is actually one of the most dangerous river mouths in South Africa. For the couple of hundred years that it was being used as a commercial port, about 350 ships attempted the crossing. 50 of them sank to the bottom of the sea. That is some shocking odds. The Featherbed Reserve in Knysna protects this really special part of Africa. And your scenic adventure gives you a day of exploring. A chance to absorb the sun and the wilderness and a couple of the locals. Oh, it's beautiful. Entertainment in these parts comes in all shapes and sizes. And the Zulu Warriors put on a show you won't forget. Centuries of tradition and passion go into every performance. And if you suddenly get an urge to get your groove on, clothing is of course optional. After a huge day out, your accommodation becomes very important. So Scenic have perched you in the area's best. Samola gives you a chance to enjoy all the elements of luxury while the sun escapes another South African adventure.